4.
Monahan taking it around the goal. Aho separates him from the puck. Barzal to Dobson. Now for Barzal. Right side, Anders Lee. Barzal headed to the net. Puck deflects behind. Horvat comes to get it. His pass to Riley didn't have much on it. Riley came in but couldn't make the play.
Another fan. Puck must be bouncing out there. Both defensemen for the Islanders kind of fanned on their attempt to get it deeper towards the net.
Pajot with speed. His shot right into Montembeau's glove with 3:50 remaining. It is a 1-goal game thanks to Bo Horvat and his 12th of the season.
Yo, good shot.
Thanks, brother. You too.
What are you up to now?
Not much, chilling. Gonna head downtown, parlay with some friends before heading home.
Parlay? Absolutely. More fun, bigger chance at a better payout and a better night. Let's go.
Relax. Show's over.
I really can't.
Why did you invite him?
He was out there all alone.
Great party. I really feel the warmth. I wish this night would last forever.
I'll get him up.
M&M's for all fun kind.
Play Dancing Drums Prosperity for free spins, growing reels, and other great bonus features.
Go!
Find over 100,000 ways to win at GoldenNuggetCasino.com. Sign up now and we'll match your first deposit up to $1,000 in casino bonus funds.
While Brock Nelson has 2 goals and Bo Horvat has added the 3rd for the Islanders, Noah Dobson has the primary assist on all 3 of those goals. 24 minutes and 16 seconds here in the second night of a back-to-back after a career-high 31-31 last night on the island.
Well, he's going to play at least 2 of the 4 coming down this stretch, Brendan. No doubt about that. Well, that'll take him up. And maybe more of it, depending on the icings and the timeouts and all of that.
No one on either team has played more tonight than Noah Dobson. Lee off the face-off, almost grabbed that one on the way through. 3:45 left in the 3rd period. Anders Lee bulldozing his way over Slavkovsky. And then Savard steers it over for Mike Matheson. Suzuki off the boards to himself. Matheson over. Savard to Caulfield. And Caulfield will dump it in. Varlamov moves it. Thompson across for Riley. And now Barzal for Horvat. Riley charging. Horvat, Barzal couldn't get a shot away as he had Suzuki on one side, Slavkovsky on the other.
Yeah, he needed to be a lefty. If he was a lefty, he could have one-timed it right away. He was a righty, so had to handle it.
That's offside. Yeah, they do get it blown down. Dobson and Caulfield coming to blows. Dvorak puts Dobson in a headlock. And one thing the Islanders don't need is Dobson in the penalty box with 3 minutes to go.
No, not at all. And see if there's any penalties at all. 2-2.
At this point, you wouldn't take that trade. Even with Caulfield off the ice, you don't want Dobson in the box. And right now, it doesn't look like there's any penalties. But Dobson is fired up. You got to like that from Noah Dobson.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
we don't normally see that side of him.
No, he's usually pretty quiet, reserved, just focuses on his game, but he's into it, right? I mean, that's the big thing. He's into it. Knows his team is close. They got a shot here at 4-3, and he'll get a little rest. And that's the optimum word right there, little.
Well, you're about time now. It's 3:01, still probably a little bit early. We'll see how aggressive Lane Lambert gets with the goalie pull.
Yeah, you got to wait till his big guns are rested, right?
Thompson's got a little blood from his lip.
And they got a timeout yet still. And so Montreal has used their timeout, so they've got nowhere to go with it. Pajot would dearly love to be able to score one in Montreal himself.
3 minutes to play. Islanders trail by 1. So 4-0 lead for Montreal at the start of the period. Bolduc hustling back on it. Gallagher throws him to the wall. Gallagher came away with the puck. Pajot in a good spot defensively. Outlet pass to Sebastian Aho. Aho over the line. He'll chip it deep. Simon Holmstrom ties up with Barron. Gooley had the puck, moved it to Gallagher. Islanders get it. It's pinned to the boards.
Brock Nelson not out there right now with Engvall, and so you got to think that that's going to be the sixth man for the Islanders at some point in time.
Engvall takes down Dvorak. Puck still scrum for. They want it pinned. Barron has it pinned and he wants it there.
The Giants' three-game win streak comes to an end with a 24-6 loss in New Orleans to the New Orleans Saints. Welcome to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna. My name is Madelyn Burke, alongside the Super Bowl champion Shaun and the Super Bowl champion Amani Toomer. And guys, we've been talking about this all week. Playing on the road is tough. Playing on the road in Louisiana, in the loud venue that is in New Orleans, is tough as well. But this New Orleans Saints defense, Shaun, really brought it today against the Giants.
Yeah, Madelyn, we talked all week long about going down to New Orleans. You've got to stay ahead of the sticks. Third down is so tough down there with the noise. You're dealing with the silent count. And yes, this Saints defense was as advertised. You saw on the broadcast right there, 22 straight drives without a touchdown. And yet the Giants offense just could not get anything going. It was really third down that really they were snake bitten for all game long. Just 2 for 16 on third down. And what happens with that is, all right, now all of a sudden you're not getting a rhythm on offense. All right, you can't stay out there in the field, and now you're putting your defense out there. The time of possession gets extremely skewed in the other team's favor. And I think I go back to listen, when you go on the road, two things have to transfer. They've got to be portable. You've got to have great defense, and you got to run the football. The Giants could not run the football. And when you look at what Saquon Barkley did today, just 9 carries for 14 yards, I mean, that's abysmal. That's about as bad as it can get as a run game aspect. I thought the Giants' interior of the offensive line tonight really struggled, not just in the run game, but in the pass protection as well. 7 sacks of Tommy DeVito. A lot of that pressure came up the middle right there. And this offense just right out of the gate, it just seemed like they were a little bit out of sync. First play of the game, Darius Slayton beats Adebo on the outside, and he's open, and it's a little bit of an underthrown ball. So things just were not clicking offensively. It was a struggle from the get-go, and they just could not get right.
Well, and things not clicking offensively, but in the past success for this Giants team, in the past few weeks of wins, it's been defense and offense playing off of each other. And this Giants defense also struggled today. This is the first game in quite some time we haven't seen them with a takeaway, Amani.
Yeah, they had no takeaway. They really didn't control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. You saw earlier on in the game, simple twists got home and got Tommy DeVito sacked. Tommy DeVito was holding the ball a little bit more. Their receivers didn't seem to be open. There just seemed a lot of miscommunication. They didn't seem as crisp as they have been in the past. Yeah. And when you go, 2 of 16 on third down, you're not going to win many games, especially on the road, especially in that dome.
Yeah, it's tough. And to your point, Matt, this defense, for the Giants, look, you're looking at the Saints right now. They're without Chris Olave, who is their #1 receiver. So you're thinking, all right, they're going to try to run the football a lot, and that's a feather in your cap. And their star right tackle, Ryan Ramczyk, was out of this game as well. So you're thinking we're going to get a lot of pressure on Derek Carr. Never happened. Jason Pinnock was the only guy to ever touch Derek Carr, I think, the entire game. So 0 pass rush up front. They could not get any pressure. The one thing that jumped out at me a little bit, Madelyn, was it looked like the Giants, we were playing a lot more zone defense. Right. We've been one of the highest man percentage defenses in the league, and blitzing and running man coverage. We went to a lot of zone, and it seemed like there were a couple different times where they weren't on the same page. We had safeties. The telltale sign is after a play, if the receiver gets beat and it's a touchdown, if the safety's looking at the corner, if they're looking around like, what happened?
Was that your guy? Was it my guy?
Yeah, there's a miscommunication. Yeah. I don't know who it was to blame on the touchdown, but you've got Adoree Jackson supposed to carry the inside receiver, and then Cordell Flott's taking the flat. Like, they were not on the same page, and we're typically a man defense down there in the red zone. They went a lot more zone, so I think it backfired.
Well, and that did, and you could see it, especially on that second touchdown pass to Johnson right there for the Saints. It really was evident. But when you look at the way at halftime, this was a 7-6 game at halftime. The Saints had just a 1-point lead, and the Giants had a lot of adversity in the first half. Kicker Randy Bullock goes out with a hamstring injury. injury. You have Jamie Gillen, the punter, connecting on a 40-yard field goal to give the Giants that second field goal of the game. And then you've got Tommy DeVito late in the first half getting hit on a slide, getting taken out of the game, evaluated for concussion, a lot of adversity. You come out of the locker room, Tommy DeVito's back, but in that third quarter, the Giants ran just 6 plays and got 2 yards of offense in the third quarter, and that's what really kind of blew this game open.
Yeah, you look like the defense almost kind of looked gassed because of that. And to your point, the 6 plays in the third quarter, that's because you're not converting on third down. And then all of a sudden your defense gets tired, and now guess what? 2nd and 20, they gave up the first down. 3rd and 16, they give up the first down, and the defense just could not get off the field. Even that defensive pass interference, that was 3rd and goal. If that penalty never occurs, they kicked the field goal, a little bit different. But it was tough out there, tough sledding for the defense because they were gassed, and the offense just did not do their part. They could not put together first downs. They could not run the football. They couldn't protect the quarterback. That's a recipe for disaster on the road.
Yeah, when you look at Tommy DeVito, he just did not play the consistent ball that you expected him to play. He'd been playing the first 3 weeks, a lot of incompletions. He just seemed to be holding the ball in the pocket a lot more than he had in the past, and that's a telltale sign of a quarterback not being comfortable on the road in a hostile environment. You start to hold the ball a little extra, you get all these extra sacks, and then there's no sense of urgency with the receivers trying to get open and separate. And then even when they do catch the ball, they seemed like they were looking to fall down, looking for a nice place on the ground to fall down and not really being aggressive down the field.
Slide.
They were looking to slide and things like that, driving me crazy. But one of the things that you looked at, and the way the entire game just did not seem that there was this same amount of emotion. Like the last couple of weeks, it seemed like they were playing downhill. Today, it seemed like they were, trying to climb Mount Everest in terms of get this offense on track. So it was a hard game to watch, very disheartening. But Tommy DeVito is going to learn a lot from this game.
Yeah, absolutely. On a short week, coming off a Monday Night Football game in which Tommy DeVito took no sacks, he took 7 today. Giants quarterbacks on the season have been sacked 76 times, the most in the NFL. We've got more to come, though, here on Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna. But first, guests of our postgame show received a gift certificate to Ben & Jack's, located on 44th Street in Manhattan. From the celebrated porterhouse to finer seafood, Ben & Jack's will surpass your expectations of what a steakhouse should be. Much more to come here on Giants Postgame Live. After the break, we'll hear from head coach Brian Daboll. That and much more. Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna, continues after this.
The pandemic may be over, but unfortunately, COVID-19 isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., right after heart disease and cancer. And COVID-19-related ER visits are 3 times higher than the flu. So stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines this fall, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines.
Uphill battles, rocky roads, hostile environments. Whatever the road ahead brings, you've got to be ready. The Ford Bronco Sport, equipped with GOAT modes to go over any type of terrain. Because adventure has no off-season. Right now, returning lessees can get the Ford Bronco Sport for $199 a month for 24 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
Instantly. DraftKings, you spoiling me now with these big payouts. Retired NFL smart guy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Break it down for us.
Just place your bet, and the bonus bets instantly appear in your account. Like magic. Like Fitz magic.
That's too much magic. It's too much magic.
This week, go for 2. Bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, a no-sweat same-game parlay every single day. The crown is yours.
Why did you invite him?
He was out there all alone.
Great party. I really feel the warmth. I wish this night would last forever.
I'll get him up.
M&M's for all fun kind.
'Twas the holidays at DraftKings, and all through the house. Slot reels were spinning. Jackpots were shout. Play 5, get 100 instantly in casino credits, plus a share of $5 million on offers this season. The crown is yours.
We try to do this about once a month. You get to know each other, not just watching the game, commenting on the game, but as friends. So it's a great place to meet other people as well, socialize and share.
Coach, let's get smarter. Get us all smarter now.
I think we're making progress at the right time.
A great energy to start out.
Keep moving these guys off the line of scrimmage. Finish your play.
Trying to establish the run. They did a good job of it.
Job up front. Good execution.
Time now for the scoring drive of the game, brought to you by Citizens. Today's scoring drive of the game is brought to you by Citizens, the official bank of the New York Giants. Citizens is made ready for Giants fans. For the scoring drive of the game, we bring you to the second quarter. It was 13 plays, 39 yards, took 2 minutes and 55 seconds off the clock as Jamie Gillen, the punter, steps in for the injured Randy Bullock and connects on a 40-yard field goal as the second quarter comes to a close. Giving the Giants
and
great
also,
job.
how about Gunnar Olszewski stepping in there as the holder? And the kicker with this is Jamie Gillen's lefty, so all of a sudden now as a holder, you've got to hold the ball on a completely opposite side of the field. So great job by Gunnar, great job by Jamie.
It's such an interesting dynamic, right, to be able to be on the sideline and say, all right, we got to learn how to do this and be able to figure it out in such a short amount of time. Next man up mentality, Amani, though, when you look at the way that these injuries kind of happened for this Giants team. Have you been in a position like that in a game where you said, okay, I've never done this job before, but let me try it?
Yeah, I mean, not me personally, but Brad DeLuisa was our punter, and our field goal kicker and our punter got hurt, and Brad DeLuisa ended up having to be our field goal kicker and our punter, and really screwed up his accuracy. So I wouldn't recommend doing that in my experience. That it's never a good thing. Those two things are so different that it's not, they're not so easily interchangeable. So he did a great job today.
Yeah, and I'll say, if you're kicking a field goal, like you're trying to get points, that's different than like our punter's hurt, we need somebody to come out and just try to punt the ball. Right. Like,
just
hey, if you shank it and it's only a 20-yard punt, okay. But like if you're really trying, you need points. Like there's a lot of pressure on that. Lawrence Cager, I think, also was trying kickoffs because Gillum also had to go and kick off. So you're always, worrying as a coaching staff, all right, what do we do if this guy goes down? You always have to have that backup plan. Yeah. Jamie Gillen, he delivered.
And good coaches prepare for the, all these, I mean, Coach Coughlin used to always have us prepared for every situation. So anytime something would happen, there would never be any consternation because you knew you've tried it before at one point or another.
Yeah, when Bullock went down, you saw a lot of guys practicing their kicks. And, I'm sure people at home saying, oh, how hard could it be? I could do that. It is a lot harder than it looks.
Dable just said, we're going for it.
We're just doing it. We're doing it. All right, Giants fans, 2024 season tickets are on sale now. To learn more about a New York Giants season ticket membership, just scan the QR code on your screen or call 888-NYG-1925. and speak with a Giants representative. Limited inventory is available for 2024 season tickets. We're back with more after this.
Whether you celebrate mistletoe magic in a Cadillac XT5, festive gatherings in a Cadillac XT4, or reinventing traditions in a Cadillac XT6, this holiday season, Cadillac is celebrating you.
Current eligible lessees get this low mileage lease on this 2024 Cadillac XT5 luxury model for around $509 per month.
Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
Giving is in the air. Gift up to $1 million with holiday scratch-off games from the New York Lottery.
Meet Terry. He loves turf and works at a nursery. Payday comes early with Citizens, so he can enter tomorrow's contest. Gets noticed. Launches his own turf biz. Business grows. His savings grow with Citizens Plus. And Terry becomes the most celebrated name in turf.
Hey, look, it's the turf guy.
Are you ready for all that life brings?
During Kia's Season of Giving Back sales event, give yourself the gift you've been waiting for all year. Like great deals on the confidently capable Sorrento and the spacious Sportage. Not to mention offers on the all-electric EV6 and the fun-to-drive Forte. Visit your local Kia dealer. Lease a new 2023 Forte LXS for $189 a month.
Some things are better left to a professional.
In hindsight, probably shouldn't have tried to remove my own appendix.
Like when it comes to finding financial advisors.
What was I thinking?
So leave it to Smart Asset to find them for you. Take the free quiz at smartasset.com. Then you'll be matched with up to 3 vetted fiduciary financial advisors. To get started, take the Advisor Match quiz now at smartasset.com.
I was this close. This close.
So when they stand and tell the stories of who we are and what we've done, of 1,000 things that we could leave behind us, if they say just one word, well, let that word be kindness. Your kindness.
Baby.
Hey, Giants fans, subscribe to the Giants Podcast Network for a variety of team podcasts featuring conversations with Giants players, coaches, fans, and legends. Plus, NFL analysts, business professionals, influencers, and more. Available on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and Google. It's the Giants Podcast Network. Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna. The Giants went down to New Orleans and fell to the Saints 24-6. For more, let's send it down to head coach Brian Daboll at the podium.
All right. What are we doing, guys? What we got?
What do you think went wrong? Like, what do you look at as some of the problems?
Yeah, I'd say collectively just not good enough. Pretty much take any area, just wasn't good enough. Give them credit. They did well. We're efficient in the pass game. We weren't really efficient in the pass game. The runs, really, the quarterback zone reads were really all that was going. I think, Saquon had 9 for 14 or somewhere around there. Couldn't get the run game going. Had a number of sacks. So, again, they were pretty efficient, 2 of 2, 6 of 12 on third down, 2 of 2 in the red zone. So collectively, just wasn't good enough.
Your coverage seemed to take a step back today. Did you see that as well? The coverage on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was nothing was where it needed to be today.
Did they do anything differently to defend Tommy?
Well, they played good. They stopped the run. We're effective in the pass coverages. We had some drops out there early that I thought could have helped us. So just overall not good enough.
Why did their stunts give you guys so much trouble?
Yeah, they did a good job running them, and we didn't do a good enough job of blocking them.
The end of the first half, and then obviously in the beginning of the second half, the momentum swings were going back and forth. I would imagine coming in, you guys felt pretty good being where you were at, and then starting out, just not able to get the offense going early on really kind of take you guys out of what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, it was 7-6. Jamie, hit that field goal, and again, they did a better job than we did all the way around.
Was there anything that, we saw Tommy go into the locker room before halftime. Was he still being checked?
He was, and then they came out and told me he was good, so.
Did that affect your normal routine at halftime with him, or no?
What did you think of that play? What did you think of that play with DeVito and everything?
Whatever they call.
What did he tell you? Did he say anything to you about it?
No, they took. I had to get. Well, yeah, he was saying good, but they buzzed down to Ronnie, so that's under their control, and get Tyrod ready to go.
You had done such a good job, Tommy, of getting away from that pressure last game and kind of stepping up a little bit instead of kind of getting swallowed up and backpedaling.
Well, I think it's different. I mean, there's different rushes. I mean, every game's a little bit different. Like I said, not good enough all the way around.
You guys weren't able to generate very much pressure.
They did a good job blocking us. They stayed on schedule. Again, stay on schedule. It's a lot. Have better chances offensively. They were. I mean, I thought Carr did a great job. Was 23 of 28 or something like that. 7.0. Was very efficient, effective. Got the ball out of his hands. Hit a couple big ones. They did a good job. Give them credit.
You're 5-9 now.
you're not officially going to be eliminated from the playoffs. Is that kind of the message that you are going to continue giving your players? Like, how do you?
Yeah, we're all pros. You get ready to play. Get ready to play the next week. That's our job. So look forward to the opportunity to play next week.
Do you know how long you could be out?
No, don't know.
What would you have done if Gillen went into the 10th at one point? What would have happened at that point?
We talked about it at halftime. It almost got to that point, but Jamie toughed it out.
Did you have the sense that Gillen could do that if necessary?
Yeah. He did in the preseason last year. I mean, yeah, but you don't anticipate two guys possibly going down. So give him credit. Fought through it, kicked off. We'll see where we're at.
Did Bullock hurt himself on the kickoff, Brian?
On the kickoff, no. Yeah, I don't know exactly when it was.
He kicked a long
he
field
hit the
goal,
54-yard or whatever, and then they told me he was it's his hamstring. So
That exchange when you guys were at midfield and they called a timeout and you called a timeout on 4th and 2, I guess it was. Were you always planning on going for it in that situation? Did it have anything to do with Jamie?
Nope, we're going for it. Oh, good. Thanks, guys.
Will Tommy be your quarterback next week?
Yeah. Yep.
That was Giants head coach Brian Dable. Sound
sneak
is
that one in at the end right there.
Yes,
Wait,
yeah.
Is Tommy gonna be your starting quarterback? Yeah,
Yep.
damn right he is.
Tommy's in
He'll
there.
Just throw the cutlets out.
Throwing the cutlets. You know what? It's okay. You got some new cutlets coming your way. The Sound is brought to you by your local Ford stores. Ford is proud to be the official truck of the New York Football Giants. One of the things that Coach Dable said on repeat is that collectively, not good enough. And I think everyone watching that game could see it as well. Amani, you mentioned how it just kind of felt like the air was out of the balloon a little bit in this team. 193 yards of total offense, 60 yards of rushing, which I think is low considering the way that you look at this defense, the Saints defense, and what they have allowed in the run game in previous weeks. How do you reignite this spark?
Well, I think it starts up front. I mean, they're going to have to figure out a way to handle the stunts, first of all, in the pass pro. And then they're going to have to move people out of the way and let the running backs get loose. Because if you look at it, they had the two running backs, Breida and Saquon, they had 12 carries combined for 24 yards. That's not going to win you many games. This is what it is. This is kind of a good measuring stick on where this team is if you're playing straight up football. No turnovers on defense. They didn't give up. They didn't get any, and they didn't give up any. And they just shows you how far behind they are, in a straight-up game. Last couple of games, with the turnovers tilted the field towards the Giants during this 3-game winning streak. And now you really see the talent level and the discrepancy against the rest of the league if you just play straight-up football and they don't give you anything. And it's kind of gets you back to understanding where this team really is as an organization, as opposed to how great it has been the last couple games in this 3-game winning streak. Kind of came back down to earth hard down on Bourbon Street.
Yeah, and you could see the disappointment in Dable's face, and you could hear it in his voice. Like, this was an opportunity. He knew what was in front of them. They knew that it was a good defense they were going up against, and we mentioned this before. Look, Demario Davis is one of the best damn linebackers in the league. You have to have eyeballs on him everywhere, and yet nobody could seem to block him. It didn't matter if it was a run game, if it was a screen play, if it was an add-on blitzer. Like, he was getting home, and he was making every single play. And look, the Saints defense, as good as they have been, as good as they were today, they're not as good as the Eagles next week. So if you think this was a tough challenge, if you think it was hard passing off twists against the Saints, wait till the Eagles defensive line, wait till you have to try to pass those guys off. They're bigger, faster, and stronger. So this has to get fixed, and it shouldn't be at this point in the season where you're saying, man, we're really having a hard time passing off twists. Yeah. That's something that we do in training camp. Like, passing off twists should not be an issue right now at this point in the season. I know Justin Pugh had a calf injury that he was dealing with. That cropped up on Friday, but no excuses. Him and John Michael Schmitz did not have a good game. They did not take care of the interior. When you look at this defense, that is really what they excelled at. They love that we call it the bear defense, right? The 5-down look. They put a defender on the center, both guards, both tackles. It's one-on-one matchups across the board, and then they've got a linebacker on the running back. And when you do that, you're going to create pressure. You've got to hold up. And guess what? If you can't defend that, guess what the next team's going to do? The same damn thing. You got to put the fire out, and they've got to find a way to figure that out. Luckily, They don't play until next Monday, so they've got an extra day, Christmas Day against the Eagles, so a little extra time to pass off some of those twists and work on some of those techniques.
But like you mentioned, it's week 15 of the season, and twists and stunts have been a pain point for this offense for 15 weeks. And when you look at the fact that not only are they getting home to the quarterback, sacking Tommy DeVito 7 times, but also you're seeing defensive players hitting this celebration after they sack the quarterback. I think if you're going into that locker room and you're seeing that on the set, like, that's got to be bulletin board material. It's got to galvanize this group, no?
Yeah, I think that when you look at the Saints players doing that, like all of a sudden, all right, that means that like you're making plays. You know, anytime you kind of steal someone's celebration, you know, it's like imitation is the highest form of flattery. But I have to blame Darren Rizzi for this, the special teams coordinator for the Saints. He rocked the Burke Catholic shirt out there talking trash to the Don Bosco stuff. So I'm sure he was pumping up the Saints saying, take this guy down. I don't like the fact that a Bosco guy's out there celebrating. But look, the Saints had all the juice. They had all the momentum. Giants at no point in this game did it seem like they could counteract with that, and they could not compete with that. And look, that's the challenge. Every single week, you got to find a way. Even if things aren't going great, you got to find a way. Somebody's got to make a play, provide a spark. You only need one spark to start a fire.
And the red zone is continually a problem for this Giants team. I mean, you got to think going into the halftime, the Giants had 6 points. 2 trips to the red zone. Those would have translated over into touchdowns. The game would have been tied going into halftime instead of being down 1 point. But still, that would have given the Giants a little more. If you're up 14-7, you know, you have a little bit more juice coming out. The third quarter was really a pressure point for us because the Giants just did not perform. 2 yards in the third quarter. You're not going to win any games.
They had 2
like
possessions.
that.
They went 3 and out both times. You know, it's like come out of the half like that. You can't come out and throw a skunk out there.
Yeah, 6 plays, 2 total yards of offense in the third quarter. That's not going to translate to much success. All right, we've got more coming up. We're going to continue to recap this one. 24-6 is the final. But first, Giants fans, check out the Coach Dable Show presented by Ford. We'll look back on today's game and take a look ahead at next week's matchup. It's the Coach Dable Show, airing every week on MSG Networks and the Giants YouTube channel. We've got much more to come here on Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna. Stay with us.
By the time this Giants fan is finished drinking his Pepsi, you'll be 15 seconds closer to game time. Giants watching. Better with Pepsi.
Uphill battles, rocky roads, hostile environments. Whatever the road ahead brings, you've got to be ready. The Ford Bronco Sport, equipped with GOAT modes to go over any type of terrain. Because adventure has no off-season. Right now, returning lessees can get the Ford Bronco Sport for $199 a month for 24 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
Progress. It can be fast. It can be slow. It can be disruptive. But one thing it can't be is stopped. While progress might seem inevitable, breakthroughs come from supercharging it. Delivering business outcomes at scale. Fulfilling aspirations with compassion. Innovating responsibly. Whether it's day-to-day success or transformational gains, we supercharge progress to change the game.
Epson EcoTank wants to know, does your printer run out of ink at the worst time?
Cartridges. Tiny, dinky, expensive.
Don't get cartridged. Switch to the cartridge-free Epson EcoTank. Comes with big bottles of ink. The bottle snap in place, then you just fill and chill. Prints up to 5,000 pages.
That would have taken me like 80 cartridges.
Welcome to Chillville.
I love it here.
Switch at EpsonEcoTank.com. Just fill and chill!
travel, there is nothing like it. Dancing is my passion, but with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't been easy. Now, I'm staying ahead of it.
Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, so you can have clearer skin and noticeably less itch. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about Dupixent.
By the time this Giants fan is finished drinking his Pepsi, you'll be 15 seconds closer to game time. Giants watching. Better with Pepsi.
What was it about the way he was running the offense that made it so difficult for you guys to stop him?
I mean, he's a vet in this league, and we didn't do a lot to get him off his rhythm. So, they were just executing. They were hitting their shots, they were hitting their checkdowns. Run game was bleeding on us, so they just played a more complete game than we did.
After the 3-game winning streak, how disappointing and deflating is this one to come here and not perform up to your expectations?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's just one game. We have 3 more left, so we'll watch the film from this, get the corrections done, and move on to the next.
When you came out at halftime, did you guys feel like there was a chance to kind of turn the tide? And why did the ball continue to snowball down the hill?
Yeah, we felt like we had an opportunity. Defensively, we've been talking all week about embracing the challenge. And really, if we want to put our team in position to win, it's got to be on us, executing, creating turnovers, really just, getting that momentum swing and, coming out in the second half and having them go down and drive and score. That's not what we need. So we just got to do better from that standpoint.
Finally, 12 turnovers, takeaways you guys had during the 3-game winning streak. You didn't have any today. A lot of folks will immediately say, well, that's a big part of it. But turnovers can sometimes be lucky, right? I mean, you can't always just get them when you want them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the flow of the game. But, history tells us if we get turnovers, we'll win the game. So we just got to put an extra emphasis on that in practice, get our mindset right about that, and, we'll get a better result.
Thanks, Bobby.
That was Giants linebacker Bobby Okereke as we take a look at his numbers today. 2 tackles, 1 quarterback hit. The quarterback hit would have been a sack, but Derek Carr was flagged for intentional grounding, a 5-yard penalty there on the Saints. One of the points of emphasis, though, that Paul asked Bobby about was, hey, the turnovers. We talked about this earlier in the show, too. This Giants defense and their ability to take the ball away has been such a pivotal point to the recent success of this team. Yes, Paul mentioned sometimes it's luck, but Bobby said, that's got to be a point of emphasis. How do you, Amani, emphasize that in a different way?
It's like first of all, you have to be in the right positions to get these turnovers. You got to be able when the offense catches the ball, you have to be close enough to dislodge them from the ball. You have to anticipate. You have to set traps for the quarterback so that the quarterback thinks he's throwing to an open person and somebody else comes out. Or when you make an aggressive tackle at the line of scrimmage and you're punching at the ball. Those are ways you get turnovers in this league. And today, it just didn't seem like they had the same intent as they were going after the tacklers, as they were attacking the football, attacking the offense of the Saints. So those are the types of things that you need to do. And it just didn't happen today on the road in New Orleans for some reason.
Yeah, turnovers come from pressure, and really that's what it all comes down to is can you get pressure on the quarterback? Can you force an errant throw? Can you force the ball to come out quicker than he wants it to come out? Maybe a receiver is not ready for it. You get a tip ball. And then also, if you're sacking the quarterback, if you're harassing him in the pocket, that's when you get a lot of the turnovers. Derek Carr has been susceptible to that, absolutely. So the fact that there was 0 pass rush, when I say 0 pass rush, the only 2 guys that had a quarterback hit were Okereke and Pinnock. Not one defensive lineman touched Derek Carr. That's a problem. You can't have that. And I think a lot of that is just basically, look, somebody's got to win. It can't be a blitz all the time, and it's not always going to be, 5 rushers every time. You've got to find a way to get pressure with 4 rushers. You've got to get home. And they could not do that. For whatever reason, I think give credit to the Saints offensive line, even though they were without their starting right tackle, Ryan Ramczyk. They did a good job protecting and finding a way. Pete Carmichael Jr. schemed up some play action stuff and some screens. There was a really big screen play to Alvin Kamara. They actually caught the Giants in a Will Mike blitz. And those are kind of things, when you do blitz, if they have the right play call, it ends up being a big play. So, just kind of one of those weird games where nothing seemed to go right for the defense as well as the offense.
Too many
Absolutely.
of those.
Too
Too many
many.
of those this year.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Too many indeed. The Giants fall to the Saints 24-6, but we've got more to come. After the break, we're going to hear from Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito. That and much more as Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna, continues. Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines because you've got no time for 19. Brought to you by Moderna.
The pandemic may be over, but unfortunately, COVID-19 isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's still among the top 5 leading causes of death in the U.S., right after heart disease and cancer. And COVID-19-related ER visits are 3 times higher than the flu. So stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines this fall, just like you do with the flu, because you've got no time for 19. Stay up to date with the latest COVID-19 vaccines.
Sunday, kind of love. Purple down. I might. Hey, how you doing? Thank you.
I forgot the sausage.
Dad.
Oh my God. Perfect. Holy, what's the password? There you go. There he goes. There he goes. I want a Sunday.
Find the perfect gift for your loved ones' homes for under $500, under $300, or even under $100. On top of my everyday low prices with flexible financing options.
Oh my Bob!
A huge selection of complete rooms for only $9.99 or less.
Oh my
Bob! Plus a bunch of bundle and save packages ready to ship today.
Oh my
Bob! When holiday values are hassle-free, there's only one thing to say.
Oh my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Uphill battles, rocky roads, hostile environments. Whatever the road ahead brings, you've got to be ready. The Ford Bronco Sport, equipped with GOAT modes to go over any type of terrain. Because adventure has no off-season. Right now, returning lessees can get the Ford Bronco Sport for $199 a month for 24 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
Have you ever considered getting a walk-in tub? Well, look no further. Safe Step's best offer just got better. Now, when you purchase your brand new Safe Step walk-in tub, you'll receive a free shower package. Yes, a free shower package. And if you call today, you'll also receive $1,500 off your entire order. Now you can enjoy the best of both worlds with the therapeutic benefits of a warm, soothing bath that can help increase mobility, relieve pain, boost energy, and even improve sleep. Or, if you prefer, you can take a refreshing shower all in one product. Call now to receive a free shower package plus $1,500 off your brand new Safe Step walk-in tub.
Call now. 1-800-999-2105. There's never been a better time. That's 1-800-999-2105.
We were just hurting ourselves. Certain situations, some penalties, just not executing.
Did you, obviously they called from upstairs to have you put, how did you feel after that? Did you feel ready to go and they just wanted to check you out?
Yeah, I guess they called from upstairs and said that they had to check me, but I felt good.
What did you think of that, the play on which you got hit? They didn't call a penalty, but did you feel that was a clean hit?
I don't know. It's football. It's happened.
So you had done such a good job the last game of escaping the pocket and kind of stepping up and hurting those guys with some runs. You had a couple keepers today, but what was the difference today? What was hemming you in there? In the back there.
Yeah, I think they did a good job defensively, especially D-line. Just watching film from what happened last week. And they're just, ensuring that wasn't going to happen again. They did a good job, and we'll be better on offense.
How much are you seeing teams, or maybe did they do different things against you to try and slow you guys down?
Nothing too crazy. We just lacked execution on offense. We weren't good on third downs. We have to be better. I don't think we played in with enough swagger, and I put that on me because I'm like, I take that personally as far as playing with energy, playing with juice. So I need to be better with that.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say that?
That, like the part about the swagger, just not happened today, I think? Or?
I just feel like, we kind of got in a little bit of a lull at times. I think it just goes with the execution part. But just keep the energy high at all times.
After a couple of early sacks, the defensive lineman was doing your hand gesture. Did you see that? Did it bother you? Did you?
I didn't know until you just said it.
Okay.
But,
does that bother you?
it comes with it. You see it in all sports, everything. When someone does something and something else happens, or it's going to retaliate. But it's all fun and games, part of the game.
How was this for you as a learning experience? Every time you're in these situations, obviously it's kind of new for you. What was this experience like in that atmosphere, and what do you think you can take out of it?
Yeah, it was a cool atmosphere, I'll say that. Obviously, first time in the stadium. We're anticipating it being loud, so we had a lot of practice with a lot of loud music, especially that one song they always play. So that was, it was fun in that aspect of the game. But as far as me learning just being more efficient on third downs, quarterback's job is to stay on the field, score points. So I need to find ways to keep those drives going.
Tell me the challenge.
Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito saying the team, quote, didn't play with enough swagger. And he says, I put that on me. But, when you look at his stats today, 20 of 34, 177 yards passing, no touchdowns, but no interceptions. Tommy DeVito has not yet thrown an interception in his NFL career. And yes, he's taken some hits. He took 7 sacks today after not being sacked once on Monday night against the Packers. When you look at ball security as such an important part of the game, not turning the ball over, Shaun, how vital is that from the quarterback position?
Well, it's huge, and he should be complimented for that. Not turning the ball over, and as a quarterback, making good decisions. I think we've seen receivers kind of bail quarterbacks out too, and Tommy's no exception to this. They make you look good a lot of times. But for today's game, this was really not about Tommy DeVito not playing well. It was he didn't have the opportunity to play well because he didn't have that pocket. We saw last week against the Green Bay Packers, 0 sacks. He had plenty of time. You give Tommy DeVito time, he can make the throws. He's accurate. He understands what defenses are trying to do. He has a good rapport with his receivers. It just was not there today. And, he's talking about third down. That's basically the money down in the NFL. If you can win on third down, you're going to keep possession, you're going to keep the chains going, you got a chance to score points. They could not do that. And look, did he miss a couple of throws today? Absolutely. But it is a tough place to play. Amani, we've played down there a bunch of times. Yeah. That crowd, the noise is absolutely a factor. I didn't feel like that was a factor for them. Like they had obviously prepared for that. It was an issue, but the protection of the quarterback certainly was.
I think when you have a young player and a young team, generally the core of this team is very young. Going down to this place is not an easy place to play. Going back to Tommy DeVito, though, I was talking to Phil Simms a couple years ago, and he would tell me that quarterbacks who throw a lot of interceptions are no good, but quarterbacks that don't throw any interceptions also aren't any good either, because you're not taking the chances and threading the ball into those small windows that you need in a game like this to kind of change the momentum. So I feel like I don't think that I liked his decision making, but I would like for him to he didn't have as much time as he did against the Green Bay Packers. But you don't just because you had time before doesn't mean you can take more time. I think he needs to get rid of the ball. I think sometimes I saw him in the pocket, straight-legged and kind of looking really comfortable. And as a quarterback, I always want my quarterback on his toes, kind of like a Peyton Manning, how he was always on his feet, looking downfield, always ready to throw the football. And if you throw a couple interceptions, to me, I feel like you need to take more chances. And I think that's some of the things that I look at Tommy DeVito and say, hey, man, I love the fact that you're not throwing any interceptions, but man, we need to change the game and change the entire momentum. And sometimes that's a play where you're squeezing something in there that doesn't technically look like it's supposed to be open, but you got to sometimes throw your guys open.
Yeah, no, DeVito did have an extra weapon today. Darren Waller returned to the field after missing 5 games with a hamstring injury. He is speaking to the media in New Orleans. Now let's send it down.
How did it feel?
It felt good. I mean, there's natural movements and just processing that you got to get back used to after not being in a game environment for a while. So it felt good to be out there, be a part of what the offense is doing, and just be in the mix.
All right, now obviously the offense did not do what you guys had hoped it would do today. Right. Do you see any reason why? Could you pinpoint why the struggles happened all day?
Just being behind the chains, a lot of third and longs, a lot of first and longs, a lot of second and longs, and that makes it tough. It allows defense to sink back and just keep everything in front of them and come downhill and hit you. And and keep the crowd into it. So we got to do better on early down situations as an offense.
You're a veteran. What can you tell Tommy DeVito to take from this as a young quarterback who has to learn from an experience such as this game?
I mean, I can tell him just from my experience, there's going to be plenty of highs that you're going to have, you know, as a playmaker, as a leader, where, you know, you're out there and showing everything that you're capable of. But there's going to be some moments where, you know, as a team, as an offense, we get our teeth kicked in a little bit. And it's all about how you respond to each of those, whether it's a great game or a negative game. Just keep showing up, keep leading, and we believe in him to do that.
The Saints did not have a very highly ranked rush defense, but you guys couldn't get the run game going. How surprising was that?
Well, I mean, just have played against that defense, and they have some guys that have been there for a while. Like if you, Demario Davis and Werner, they're able to get downhill. They're able to, you know, wreck some things because they're coming in. They're choosing violence. So and they got talented defensive linemen. They got safeties that are versatile. So if you're not, you know, if you don't show up ready to, you know, down in, down out, to dominate, they'll bring it to you.
Final question. It looked like this team was preparing to make some kind of run to maybe get back in it at the end. This is a pretty heartbreaking loss in terms of what it does to your chances. How do you deal with that and swallow that?
Yeah, it's tough, man. You got to earn the right to get to where you want to go. Those goals that you have, you got to go into tough environments and win. And it's not an easy thing to do. That's why there's only a certain amount of teams that make the playoffs. So, but yeah, it's tough. It's tough to swallow. There's no doubt about it. But guys just got to stick together because there's still games to be played, still moments to where we can put our best on display, and we got to take advantage of it.
Thank you, Darren.
That was Giants tight end Darren Waller. But after the break, we'll hear from Giants running back Saquon Barkley. That and much more to come here on Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna. And Giants fans, subscribe to Giants text alerts for breaking news, ticket offers, game day updates, and more. Just scan the QR code on your screen or text 201-636-1569 to subscribe. We'll be back with more on Giants Postgame Live after this.
Whether you celebrate mistletoe magic in a Cadillac XT5, festive gatherings in a Cadillac XT4, or reinventing traditions in a Cadillac XT6, this holiday season, Cadillac is celebrating you.
Get 2.9% APR for 36 months plus $2,000 purchase allowance on a 2024 XT5 and XT6 when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
Claire and Ben are ready for a change. Payday comes early with Citizens. So they booked the last 2 spots at the retreat, become enlightened, and move to the country. Now they're driving this, wearing that, buying goat feed that their goats don't like. So they return it. Citizens alerts them of their refund, which they put towards launching their new lifestyle brand. Are you ready for all that life brings?
During Kia's Season of Giving Back sales event, give yourself the gift you've been waiting for all year. Like great deals on the confidently capable Sorrento and the spacious Sportage. Not to mention offers on the all-electric EV6 and the fun-to-drive Forte. Visit your local Kia dealer. Lease a new 2023 Forte LXS for $189 a month.
Strumming, all your friends humming, yeah, it's a good time coming. Everything you wanted, it's right here, y'all. Everything you needed, it's right here, y'all. We got the tunes bumping, got the kids jumping, yeah, it's a good time coming.
The house the Giants built is here. Wow, there's so much stuff, it's unbelievable. We've just accumulated it through the years.
I got some old cards.
Every and anything you can imagine, we wanted to put it out.
And we want to show everybody, too.
There's my Giant tattoo.
There it is. I don't know if it's the colors or the memorabilia that we do get. It just fills our home with a lot of love, so it's like we just spread the joy. And when we welcome people into our home, they feel it, too.
Hey, Giants fans, check out the Eli Manning Show, presented by Panini Prism Trading Cards. All you have to do is subscribe to the Giants YouTube channel to catch all of the new shows. It's the Eli Manning Show. Subscribe today. The Giants fell to the Saints 24-6. Let's send it back to New Orleans, For Saquon Barkley, it's with our Paul Patino.
What was so hard for the guys to get the running game going today? What were they doing to make it work?
They were just better than us today. No excuses. We didn't win our battles. That's everyone, including myself. It's just simple as that.
What do you make of the game where you go 9 for 14?
Not my first time. Probably won't be my last. Get back to the drawing board. Get ready for next week.
Saquon, they seem to be enjoying kind of the chef's kiss and stuff like that when they made a play. Did you come into this game thinking that, they might kind of get on you guys for that sort of thing, especially if the score got out of hand?
What, this?
Yeah, they were.
I didn't see it. I really see none of that. But yeah, I mean, it comes with it. When it's going good, you can do stuff like that, and you got to expect for teams to do that when they got your number. So it is what it is.
I'm sorry if you've kind of been asked this, but last week you guys struggled offensively mid-season, but last week it seemed like you really turned a corner. When the game was on the line, the offense went out and won the game. How frustrating was it today to kind of have what looked like a regression to some of the struggles from mid-year?
Yeah, it sucks. We just got to do better. We got to give hats off to Saints over there in the defense. They played a great game. Davis is a heck of a player. Probably one of the better linebackers I've ever played against. He really stood out to me today. They made more plays to us. They beat us, and that's really what it was. And that's what football's about. You got to win your one-on-ones, you got to win your matchups, and we didn't do that.
How much is this sort of, part of the progression for Tommy? That there's going to be games like this that you just can't get it going, or things just don't go your way?
I mean, I think that's just the NFL. I don't think it's necessary just for Tommy. I think it's for everybody in his locker room, everybody on the offensive side. It's part of it. It's part of the league. You try your best to stay away from it, but sometimes games like that are going to happen, and we got to do a better job collectively of putting ourselves in better positions to make plays, and when the plays come, making those plays when things are going bad, and we didn't do that. And if you look at a lot of our games this year, the games that we lost are games that got out of hand. We never stopped the bleeding, and that's been a common theme in the games that have been bad for us this year, and we got to find a way to get better in those situations.
One thing Tommy actually said after the game is he didn't think the guys had offensively your swag today. Like there was just lulls, you just couldn't get it going.
You can't get your swag when there's nothing you can do. You're losing. But defense, personally, I know as for running back, when you're not able to get in the flow. I think they did a really good job with me personally, letting me get into a flow, getting your confidence. I don't even know if I had a run that broke past 5, 6, 7 yards. That's part of the game. So you can't play with swag, you can't play with confidence when you're just getting beat, and that's all of us. Like I said, it's a matchup game, and we didn't do a good enough job.
Were they doing anything specific?
That was Giants running back Saquon Barkley as we take a look at his numbers today against the Saints. Like he said, I don't know if I had a run that went past 5, 6, 7 yards. He didn't. His long was 4 yards. He had 9 rush attempts for 14 yards on the ground. And one of the topic points that we spent a lot of time talking about this week leading up to this game was this matchup with the run defense that New Orleans has. And, coming off a game in which New Orleans let Miles Sanders have a season high of rushing, you thought this would be a game, Amani, where Saquon would have a good opportunity to get some yardage, get some plays. But again, 9 rushes, 14 yards on the ground. Why couldn't they get it going?
Well, if you don't deal with the people up front, if you don't open up holes, the triangle 3, center and both guards really could not get any movement on the middle interior of that defensive line for the Saints, and it showed. And like Saquon said, Demario Davis was coming downhill. And but one thing I have to say, he said, if you can't get anything started, then your swag goes away. No. Your swag doesn't go away. You stay swaggy regardless of what happens, and that's what Eli was always like. That he never would. He could have a great game.
Swag.
He could have a great game. He could have a horrible game. His face always looked the same, and you knew in the fourth quarter he was ready to come back and play. They don't get down, and that's one of the things that I want Saquon to start realizing about him and how great of a player he is. Realize it, live in it, and. So you didn't only got 4 yards. That doesn't mean your next carry could be 40 yards. So I don't know. took a little exception to what he said about his swag.
Swag might not be a great term when referencing Eli. Maybe like edge. You keep your edge. Right? You always want to have that edge.
You call it edge. I call it swag. You know what I mean? The same old deal.
Yeah, I'm with Saquon in that the fact that he's trying so hard. Like I want to get a big run. I want to get something going. And there's an unblocked defender like too many times. And it's you take the handoff and man, there's somebody right there. What are you supposed to do? Like that's what's so frustrating. Is like they're trying. They're trying to get the run game going, and it's just not working.
Yeah.
When you look at the Giants, like realistically speaking, being frank, stop Saquon Barkley. All right, that's what everybody's doing. If we shut down Saquon Barkley, who are you going to beat us with? And the Giants have to figure that out. Like when teams do that, when they stuff Saquon Barkley and they say you can't run, and you're in 2nd and long, 3rd and 9, all game long, who is going to win? And we were talking before about, well, Tommy DeVito taking care of the football. We want to see him be a little more aggressive with throwing the ball. How about somebody get open? All right, how many times can he sit back there and pat the air out of the ball, waiting for somebody to get open? Like the Giants need somebody that can win on 3rd down. Here's our go-to guy when we need a big play. Every other team in the league has that. We don't have that right now. Jalen Hyatt did not have a single catch in this game. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm not saying it's the coordinator's fault. I'm saying they need to fix it, and that's what they have to do offensively to get this thing going. Because when people load up the box and they put everybody down there to stop the run, you've got to have an answer.
Got to have an answer, and the answer is not losing your swag, right? Hop up out the bed,
keep it swag.
Put your swag on, take a look in the mirror and say, what's up? All right, we got one more segment coming your way on Giants Postgame Live presented by Moderna. Stay with us. We'll be back with more after this.
Stay swag.
WFAN is the home of the New York Giants.
The Giants stopped them at the 1-yard line. Holy cow!
Here, every Giants game.
To the 10 to the 5, touchdown, Saquon Barkley!
Listen to the games and then talk about the Giants the next day on The Fan. Every New York Giants game, only on the flagship station for Giants football.
Brian Dable pumping his fist to the crowd.
The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Uphill battles, rocky roads, hostile environments. Whatever the road ahead brings, you've got to be ready. The Ford Bronco Sport, equipped with GOAT modes to go over any type of terrain. Because adventure has no off-season. Right now, returning lessees can get the Ford Bronco Sport for $199 a month for 24 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
Progress. It can be fast. It can be slow. It can be disruptive. But one thing it can't be is stopped. While progress might seem inevitable, breakthroughs come from supercharging it. Delivering business outcomes at scale. Fulfilling aspirations with compassion. Innovating responsibly. Whether it's day-to-day success or transformational gains, we supercharge progress to change the game.
Instantly. DraftKings, you spoiling me now with these big payouts. Retired NFL smart guy Ryan Fitzpatrick. Break it down for us.
Just place your bet, and the bonus bets instantly appear in your account. Like magic. Like Fitz magic.
That's too much magic. It's too much magic.
This week, go for two. Bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, a no-sweat same-game parlay every single day. The crown is yours.
Why did you invite him?
He was out there all alone.
Great party. I really feel the warmth. I wish this night would last forever.
I'll get him up.
M&M's for all fun kind.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I started a dog walking business. Oh! No, it's just too funny! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At Domino's, we're on a mission to make sure our customers can always get hot pizza, even when the weather is not so hot. That's why we're plowing unplowed roads across the country, like this road, and this road, and Judy's road. Thanks. You're welcome, Judy. Nominate your town for plowing assistance at plowingforpizza.com so you can carry out 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each from Domino's, no matter the weather.
Well, as we look ahead to the next game, the Giants are back on the road for a Christmas Day special. Monday, December 25th at 4:30 p.m. The Giants are visiting Philadelphia, playing the Eagles Monday afternoon. The first of 2 matchups with Philadelphia in the final few weeks of the season. Welcome back to Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna, Madelyn, Burke, Shaun, and Amani, Toomer. The fact that it's going to be week 16 before the Giants have even faced the Eagles once this year is wild to me. But when you look at this matchup, of course, the Eagles this week playing on Monday Night Football at Seattle. What are your early anticipations? What are you looking at when you start to scout this game?
Well, listen, Jalen Hurts is battling an illness, so we'll see Monday night how that comes out. He's been kind of banged up, but this offense is extremely physical, and up front, they're one of the best offensive lines in the league. So pressure is going to have to be of utmost importance. Of course, you've got to stop the run first in order to get that pass rush on the quarterback. But this offense is explosive for the Eagles. They have a lot of big play guys. So A.J. Brown, that's going to be an interesting matchup. How we defend him? Are you going to go single against him, put somebody one-on-one? Is it a Dory? Do you double him, and then now you got to have somebody be one-on-one with Devontae Smith? So they have a lot of offensive weapons that can really attack you and hit some explosive plays.
Yeah, I think the Giants have to worry more about what they do, and they have to figure out how to do the simple things, the twists, how to figure out how to move people so that Saquon, our best player on offense, could get loose a little bit and become a part of the game. So I would do more self-scout and worry about what we have to do, and if we execute at a high level, if the Giants execute at a high level, they don't have to worry about who they're playing against. They're nameless, faceless people. If you do what you have to do and execute yourself as a team.
The Eagles had a little bit of a shift at defense coordinator. Matt Patricia now taking over, and Darius Slay is out for this Monday night game, so keep an eye on that.
And Shaun Desai has also moved to a different role on defense as well. We'll see how the Giants bounce back from this tough loss in New Orleans as they head to Philly. Next week, we'll be here, as we are every week, with more Giants Postgame Live, brought to you by Moderna.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thanks for hanging with us.
Merry Christmas.
We now join this program already in progress.
One course with JB Smooth, presented by Caesar Sportsbook. Bon appetit. You know what? There are all sorts of goods in this world. Good food, good friends, good times. Our next guest used to be responsible for a weekly good cry. Please welcome to One Course with JB Smooth, Susan Kelechi Watson, please. What's up, girl?
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
Isn't it crazy how you can meet everybody around somebody, but not land on them and meet them? Isn't that weird?
And now, listen.
That made no sense.
Sometimes it's the right time.
It's the right time.
It's the right time.
I'm happy I don't owe you no money. You know, I got you. Where my money, JB?
I would have came. Then we would have seen each other.
We would have seen each other. See,
This is my setup. Yeah.
Man, we doing good. Look at us. Look at us.
Cheers to us.
Cheers to us. How about this? Look, this amazing food. One of my favorite restaurants called Cadence.
Cadence. Okay.
Chef Shanari is here today, and she always lays it out. I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to say, but some people, I look at them and try to judge if they cornbread people. Are you a cornbread? Are you a cornbread girl?
I am.
Ooh. You're going to try to put a piece in your pocket when you leave, or your purse. You see somebody with a piece of cornbread in their purse?
I've seen a little bit of everything in a purse. The black woman's purse is serious.
It's serious.
Yeah.
It ain't playing.
Anything you need.
And I'm serious about that crying stuff.
Okay.
I didn't just throw that out there,
It's funny, it makes so many people cry. And it's funny, literally, we're backstage, laughing all the time. Well, we were,
Yeah.
I mean, but it was all the time. It was just such a fun, maybe it was to, I don't know, combat the blues of it all, but it was really a fun time.
I think when you're on a show like that, or any show, I think you have to find this thing that connects you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you start having fun. And then it becomes an extension of a family that you play on TV,
Yeah.
but it's another family within the family.
Yeah. So our show was